inside Eagle Bank Arena in Fairfax, Virginia, everyone. We've got an out-of-conference A-10 matchup between the George Mason Patriots and the Norfolk State Spartans as they meet for the first time in each school's history. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bill Rowland, and welcome to the campus of George Mason University as both teams are trying to shake off a Christmas hangover and get a win in their last out-of-conference game of the season. For the Patriots, they'll turn to sophomore Josh Oduro as he's coming off a career-high 19 points, stuffing the stat stocking, 16 of those coming in the second half in Mason's win over Towson. He did it with drives, post-ups, and even a little long-range shooting, and hitting 8 of 14 from the field. He also led the team in rebounds with 8. For the Spartans, they turn to their 6'3" senior guard, Devontae Carter. At just 6'3", the guard leads the team in points, assists, and rebounds, all while playing 35 minutes a game. Carter gets most of his buckets going to the rim, using his 210-pound frame to carve out space down low. He's only taken 7 threes on the season, so his game is more ground and pound than let it fly. Those are your players to watch. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Patriots. You see the 2 sophomores there, Xavier Johnson and Josh Oduro, along with 2 seniors, A.J. Wilson, Javon Green, and the lone freshman Tyler Kolek making his 3rd collegiate start, his 3rd game in a row that he will start for the George Mason Patriots. On the other side, for the Norfolk State Spartans, we talked about Devontae Carter, the senior. He's joined by 3 other seniors in the lineup as well, J.J. Matthews, Keonze Chavis, and the big man up front, Estradios Kaloyarius, along with the sophomore Mustafa Lawrence, your starting 5 for the Norfolk State Spartans. For the Patriots, head coach Dave Paulson, his 6th year here in Fairfax, 86 and 83 with the Patriots, 220 and 117 overall. And for Norfolk State, Robert Jones in his 8th year, 128 wins and 114 losses. He also spent 6 seasons as an assistant with Norfolk State. So as your starters, your head coaches, we're ready to go. Norfolk State will be in the road black, the Patriots in the home white. Both these teams actually consider green and gold their primary colors, but the Spartans going with their alternate black uniforms with the gold numbers and the green names on the back. A.J. Wilson for the Patriots to jump center. The Patriots win the tap back to Xavier Johnson. They'll have the ball first. Thanks for joining us day after Christmas, Boxing Day in Canada, for some afternoon A-10 out-of-conference action. A.J. Wilson, first shot of the game for him is good, and that's a good sign for him. He struggled from the field on Wednesday against Towson, but the Patriots open up with a 2-0 lead. Little horn set action here for Norfolk State to start. At the top now, looking to go down low. They get it in the middle. That's Matthews against Wilson. Kicks it out on the outside, back into Matthews. Turns, passes it to the outside. Carter, and he traveled. So we mentioned Devontae Carter at 6'3", averaging 16.8 points a contest, but does a lot of his damage on the interior. Not a big three-point threat. Green now on the drive, has to spin back out as the Spartans added a little full-court pressure there. They throw it down low to A.J. Wilson. Turns around, takes the jumper well short. The double team came, but A.J. decided to take the shot anyway. Back the other way. Norfolk State on the run. Ball tipped free. Nicely done by Javon Green to get back on defense. Tip that ball away. And the Patriots have it back. They were looking for Matthews there. Kolek now in the corner. Dumps it down low to Oduro on the screen and roll. Goes cross court. And now up top, Johnson. Over to Kolek. The freshman will fire the 3. It's going to be wide right. Way off the mark. But unfortunately for the Spartans, Matthews couldn't control the rebound and went off of him and out of bounds. So the Patriots get it back. 18:35 to go here first half. Kolek to inbound. Javon Green wide open here in the corner. They give it to Green. Now up top, Oduro. Wilson, they swing it around the arc. Johnson to Kolek in the corner. To a cutting A.J. Wilson. Outside Javon Green. Open look at a 3. In and out, no good. And Oduro has drawn the foul on J.J. Matthews on the rebound as he held Oduro. So the first foul on either team. Minute 34 into the ballgame. Green gets the inbound, flips it to Oduro, to A.J. Wilson. They run basically the same play they did last time, and Green gets another look at 3. Back on that one. A.J. Wilson gets the offensive rebound and then is stripped. Ball goes out of bounds. So Green in the early going, 0 for 2 from long range. Kolek to inbound, throws it out to A.J. Wilson, to Oduro, now Johnson. They run the exact same play, just from the opposite side. Green now, thought about a three, drives baseline, Johnson to Kolek. He'll get another look at three, the freshman unable to hit that one. And the rebound, Norfolk State. Mustafa Lawrence pulled that one down. He gets it back, he'll fire a three, back iron, no. Rebound tapped out, and it stays with the Spartans. We got a couple substitutions as well. Chris Ford, the 6'8 junior, into the ballgame for the first time for the Spartans. They get it into Lawrence. And now Carter at the top. Xavier Johnson on him. Chavis up top, Lawrence. Lawrence puts it on the deck, one dribble, tied up there by Green. He's able to flip it back out to Carter with only 5 on the shot clock. He'll take the shot, short, no good. A.J. Wilson with the rebound. And we got a whistle. What's the call? Oh, they got a foul back at the other end. And they're going to call it on Chris Ford on the rebound. Took away an opportunity for the Patriots to get out and run there. Both teams struggling here early. And the score just 2-0. Kolek to Johnson. Gets a screen at the top, Oduro, but he takes off away from it. Oduro now high post. The Spartans are one of the best defensive teams as far as field goal percentage in the nation. Patriots, Oduro trying to slip the pass through, nothing doing. Stolen by the Spartans. And now Green trying to get a steal back the other way. Trips Carter in the open floor. So that'll be the first on Javon Green, first on the Patriots. But you look at the numbers, Norfolk State from the field, not from three, this is from the field, giving up just 36.7% on the year. Opponents shooting just 27.6% from behind the arc. So they do a good job defensively. They lock in on defense. Carter now looking to drive. Johnson doing a good job on him. Lawrence now at the top, guarded by Green. Gets a screen there from Ford. Now the long arcing jumper is going to be an air ball out of bounds. That one taken there by Keontae Chavis. So full court pressure here. Kolek to inbound. Johnson gets free. Just a little token pressure to make Johnson think a little bit as he brings it across against Lawrence. Gets to the foul line, out to Oduro. He'll fire up a three, way off the mark, wide left. So all the shooting that the Patriots did on Wednesday is not happening so far. Kashawn Hicks checks into the game for the Spartans, as does Joe Bryant Jr. Hicks, a 6'6", 230-pound redshirt senior, averaging 8.2 points a contest. And Joe Bryant, 6'1" junior, 4 points, 2.5 rebounds. Kolek into Green, to Oduro, to Johnson. Kolek runs to the right corner, but they get it to Oduro in the middle. He spins, turns, his little baby hook is up and good. So now the Patriots have a 4-0 lead, but it took them nearly 4 minutes, just over 3.5 minutes to get to 4. So far, they've shut out the Spartans here. Norfolk State goes down low against Oduro. The little baby hook, no good. Rebound, Javon Green. That shot missed underneath by Chris Ford. Johnson now penetrates, kicks to Kolek, to Green. Drives in, over to Johnson. Down low to A.J. Wilson. Good ball movement here. Here's the double team. So Patriots get an open look from three from Javon Green. Missed it, no good. Oduro with the offensive rebound. He's double teamed, out to Kolek. Oduro wants to screen for him. Kolek drives to the baseline, kicks it to Oduro. Fake the cross-court pass, now takes the 15-footer, knocks it down. So the Patriots up 6-0 now. Carter coming back the other way. Pulls up from 17 and knocks down his first jumper of the ball game. First points for the Spartans, and it took them 4.5 minutes to get there. 6-2, Patriots lead. Johnson, a little behind the back, got in. Oduro with the follow, just came up short. Back the other way now. Carter got picked from behind by Johnson. Gets it out to Green. One-on-one back the other way. Javon Green, step through. Layup is good as he got around Joe Bryant Jr. 8-2 Patriots. 15 minutes to go here first half. Oduro guarding high post. Carter with Johnson on it. Joe Bryant Jr. back to Carter. He sets and Wades fires the three, just his 8th attempt. And Xavier Johnson didn't go in for the rebound, so Carter got it himself. Now loose ball, and the Patriots come away with it. Kolek now with Oduro running towards the middle. He's got Joe Bryant Jr. on him. They had a mismatch there for a moment, couldn't get it to him. Still have it, though, as they haven't been able to switch back. They should go to Oduro here with Joe Bryant on him. He's going to come up to the high post. Green down low to A.J. Wilson. Oduro cutting through. Here comes the double team on Wilson. 8 on the shot clock. Green in the corner. Johnson fakes the three, drives, step through. Try to get it to Kolek. He got it there, but there's only 2 on the shot clock. Green has to rush a three. Back iron, no good. And the Spartans let the ball go out of bounds, so we'll get a timeout. 13:59 to go here in the first half. The Patriots with a 6-point lead. Josh Oduro off to another good start. The post up, down low, and the finish. You're watching A10 Basketball on ESPN+.
This is the best of the best. How good is this kid?
Back here at Eagle Bank Arena, Patriots with an early 8-2 lead, fueled by some defense as they get the steal. The nice job by Xavier Johnson from behind. Oduro picks it up, and then Javon Green, the nice step through for the finish. As the Patriots up 8-2, Oduro off to another solid start, 4 points and 2 rebounds so far in this one for the sophomore. Javon Green struggling a bit from the outside, 0 for 3. Neither team has made a three. The Patriots are 0 for 5 from long range, while Norfolk State is 0 for 3. They have the basketball here. Coming out of the timeout, Lawrence. And now they give it back to him on the exchange. Gets a screen, nowhere to go. They swing it around now. Chavis down low and nearly losing out of bounds just in the ballgame because Sean Hicks, the 6'6" redshirt senior. Jumper there, no good, and Green couldn't handle the rebound, tipped it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Spartans. Hicks missing that jump shot. So Chavis checks out. Ford back in. And Daryl Anderson is also checked in for the first time, the 6'6" sophomore. Again, Norfolk State is going to go very deep. Greg Kalix in for the first time. He's called for the foul on Chris Ford there. As the Spartans went for the lob on the inbound. And Kalix just got there a little late. It was a nicely designed play by the Spartans there. And it'll send Chris Ford to the free throw line. 3 of 6 on the season in limited attempts. Shots away and good. 8-3 now. So that stops a 2-minute scoring drought for the Spartans, who had a over 4-minute scoring drought to start the game. Second one for the 6'8" Ford is also good. Good looking stroke there. He made both. So now an 8-4 game. Jamal Hartwell Jr. in the ball game, or Jamal Hartwell the second, I should say, in the ball game for the first time for the Patriots, the junior from Fairfax, California. Also into the game for the first time, Jordan Miller. You see him there. Miller, coming off a 2-game suspension, is in for the first time. Kolek now looking for space. Spartans do a great job scrambling this defense. Patriots are down to 6, now 5 on the shot clock. Kolek has to pull up and fire a line drive three, no good. And the rebound underneath there by Bryant. You can see why Norfolk State does such a good job. They run 2-3 guys to the ball every single time. Ford now, the turnaround over Kalix, no good. Miller fighting for the rebound, tipped it out of bounds. Patriots having a problem trying to gather in those rebounds. Going to be 4 offensive rebounds now for Norfolk State. Colliarius back in the ballgame for Norfolk State now. He drives down towards Kalix. They lob it in out front to Hicks. Holds it out. Now gives it up there to Joe Bryant. 6'1", 225. Between him and Devontae Carter at 6'3", 210. They got some rock-solid guys, I tell you what, at the guard position. There's a jumper from the outside. That one good by Mustafa Lawrence. Just his third three of the season, now in 16 attempts, and suddenly it's a 5-0 run for Norfolk State, and they're only down one at 8-7. Green to Calix in the middle. Now to Kolek. Patriots are 0 for 6 from long range. Hartwell drives baseline and pushed out of bounds. Nope, they're going to say he stepped on the end line, and it'll turn it over to the Spartans. So Norfolk State with an opportunity to take the lead here. They have trailed the entire first half, the first 8 minutes of this ball game. An opportunity here. Anderson dumps it down low. Now on the outside looking for space is Lawrence. Steps back with 8 on the shot clock. Kicks it on the outside. Hicks will fire up the long three and knock it down. And it's an 8-0 run with 2 threes in there for the Spartans, and they lead it 10-8. Patriots having problems scoring. Miller faces, looks, brings it up top to Kolek. Screens for Kolek, gets it back. Miller's first shot of the game, in and out, no good on the three. And the rebound to Norfolk State. Bryant drives, but just the ball taken away by Hartwell. He's got a 3-on-1. Green back to Miller, who lays it home on the run. Nice fast break. Miller running to the rim and gets the bucket to tie things up at 10. 3-ball on the way now. The outside is good by Joe Bryant Jr. And the Spartans with a 13-10 lead. They've hit 3 threes now here. And 3 of their last 4 possessions. The only other one was the steal of Hartwell. Took off of them, and the Patriots got a layup. Other than that, they've been hitting threes. Miller to Green. Patriots trying to match, and does. Javon Green hitting his first 3 now in 4 attempts. And the Patriots are tied up with the Spartans at 13-13. Now on the drive all the way to the paint. That layup is good by Lawrence. He's got 5 in the ball game. 15-13. Norfolk State starting to find their rhythm a little bit here. Patriots had locked them down at the beginning of this game. Green back out to Miller. Back to Green. Daring him to shoot the 3. Kicks it across to Hartwell. Kolek screens for him. Hartwell searching. Again, 3 guys walling up on the ball there. Patriots feel like they had nowhere to go. Kolek now drives baseline. Kicks it out to Hartwell. 5 on the shot clock. He lets go of the 3. Front rim no good. And the rebound to Hicks. Pull up in transition from 3. And Green's going to be called for his second foul. Fouling the 3-point shooter. So, timeout on the floor, 9 of 49 to go here in the first half. Patriots are down by 2, but they're starting to hit from long range as Green knocks down the jumper. He's got 5. You're watching A10.
Home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Back here at Eagle Bank Arena, the Spartans of Norfolk State leading the Patriots 15-13. They got off to a slow start, but they've heated up from the outside. 3 threes now. 1 of them from Lawrence and 2 of 2 for Hicks. As the Spartans are now 3 of 6. They've made their last 3 from long range. As we said, just a slow start. Took them over 4 minutes to get their first bucket, but since then, they've been able to put up 15 points in the last 6 minutes or so, and an opportunity for more as Javon Green was called for his second foul before the timeout, and he fouled a 3-point shooter, so it's 3 shots coming here for Mustafa Lawrence. The 6-foot senior is 9 of 10 on the season from the free throw line. And hits that one with ease. So the Patriots have Hartwell, Johnson, Oduro back in, A.J. Wilson back in, along with the freshman Ronald Polite in the ballgame for the first time. Second one also good. Norfolk State now with their largest lead at 17-13 and could push it out to 5 with a bucket here. And made all 3, and he'll get a breather into the ballgame for the first time. Jalen Hawkins, 6'2" redshirt junior. doesn't see a lot of playing time. He hasn't taken a shot on the season so far. Polite to Johnson. Back to Polite. Again, this little diamond 1-2-1-1 press just to slow the Patriots down. They get in the middle to A.J. Wilson. Oduro wants it down on the lob, can't get it to him. Hartwell now with 10 on the shot clock. Takes the three from straight away, no good. And nothing but black shirts underneath for that rebound. Patriots settling for threes from the outside. They're just 1 out of 10. Down low now, spinning, turning on Oduro. The bank shot up and good underneath. That one by J.J. Matthews, and the Patriots are down by 7 now. They led 8-2. Since then, it's an 18-5 run for Norfolk State. They get it down low to A.J. Wilson. Couple of dribbles. He's double-teamed. Johnson to Polite with 13 on the shot clock. Polite puts his head down, driving baseline, circling through. Got it to Johnson with 7. Bounce pass to Oduro. Oduro spins in. Oh, that might have been a flop, but Oduro's going to be called for the charge. That'll be the 4th on the Patriots. Down low, nice little shoulder fake, and then the right-hand hook shot by J.J. Matthews. That was his first bucket of the ballgame. Patriots are 6 of 19 from the field, 3 turnovers. Norfolk State 7-0 run since we were tied at 13. And they're looking to add more to it. And again, they're doing this with their leading scorer, Carter, scoring just 2 points so far in the ballgame. On the drive, the step through, and a travel called by Jalen Hawkins. He almost got his first field goal attempt of the season there, but called for the travel. And that is turnover number 6 on Norfolk State. Patriots just 4 turnovers off those mistakes, depending on what happens on this possession. Oduro turns and looks, gives it back to Johnson. Again, the Patriots stuck with just 19 on the shot clock to get into their offense. Outside, A.J. Wilson dumps it down low. Oduro caught it in deep. 1 dribble and scores. That's what they need to do, is get the ball in deep before Norfolk State can set up or rotate over as they do. Now all the way through on the drive, A.J. Wilson going for the block on Carter, but he's going to be called for the foul, I believe. Yes, it will be on A.J. Wilson, his first. We've got a timeout, 7:51 to go. Patriots down by 5, but a good look here, and Oduro scoring underneath. Now has 6 in the ballgame. You're watching A10 Basketball on ESPN+.
Is the Atlantic 10.
Back here at Eagle Bank Arena. Still rolling with you here courtside. Patriots trailing the Spartans of Norfolk State by 5, 20-15. A.J. Wilson just picked up the foul before the timeout. So Monte Carter, the leading scorer for the Spartans coming into this one, at 16.8 points a game, makes the free throw. He now has 3 so far in this contest. He shot the second most free throws on this team and came in only at 51%, but he makes both of those. He now has 4 points in the ballgame and the lead back to 7, the largest that Norfolk State has had. Patriots with 3 ball handlers on the floor, Hartwell, Johnson, and Ronald Polite, and Hartwell draws the foul there on Daryl Anderson. That'll be his first and the team's 3rd. Patriots have 5. Back into the ballgame is Lawrence replacing Anderson. Johnson will inbound. We haven't seen the Energizer Bunny and Dadzi Hadara yet for the Patriots. We might need that little bit of spark from him because the offense is struggling. Johnson, 3-ball, back iron, no, and again, nobody crashing the boards for the Patriots. Lawrence now quickly up the floor. And Norfolk State will settle in. Patriots are now 1 of 11 from behind the arc and 7 of 21 overall. That's what we talked about. This Norfolk State defense is brutal. Down the outside, looking to drive. Takes Hartwell to the basket, and that layup is good by Jalen Hawkins, his first basket of the season, and the lead is 9 at 24-15. Johnson flips it across to Hartwell, and the Patriots will set up. Polite looking for a screen. Oduro goes to the baseline. Hartwell now drives, nowhere to go. Bounce pass down low. A.J. Wilson, but we've got a reach-in foul on the Spartans. It's on Mustafa Lawrence, his first, team's fourth, and there you go. Adzi Hadara into the game, replacing Hartwell. Wilson checks out. Polite checks out. Tyler Kolek back in, and Jordan Miller. They get it in, Hadara to Miller, to Oduro, to Johnson. Drives into the middle. Oh, nice step through. Johnson couldn't finish, but he draws the foul there. Nice fake and step through by Johnson. He's going to get rewarded with free throws. Matthews called for his second. Nice little hesitation, and then Matthews just kind of hip checked him. It's too bad Johnson couldn't finish that. It would have been a nice and one. Instead, he'll get free throws. 10 of 16 on the season, 62%. First one, no good. And the free throw woes continue for the Patriots. They came in as a team shooting just 59% from the free throw line. And that has to get better as you get towards Atlantic 10 play. Second one, Johnson, good. Patriots now down by 8, 24-16. Quickly back the other way. They throw it in the corner. The catch in the three. Didn't really look like had the handle ready to go for Lawrence. Up ahead now, Oduro running the floor. Pump fakes and then blocked from behind. Nicely done. Chris Ford running the floor. Mentioned Tyrese Jenkins, number 5. You see him there. He's in the game for the first time, the 6'6" sophomore. Hadara out to Oduro to Miller. Johnson, they wave it around the outside. Down low, Oduro, but the ball tipped away. It'll stay with the Patriots, 16 on the shot clock here. Norfolk State, 7 of 15, 46% from the field, 3 of 7. And here's the big number, 7 of 7 from the free throw line. The Patriots have just shot 2. This is the second straight game a road team has come in here and been the aggressor, getting more three-point free throws than the Patriots. Three-pointer from Kolek is good. Patriots needed that one badly from the freshman. Kolek now 1 for 3 from the outside, 3 points. And the Patriots are back down by 5 at 24-19. Spartans, as we mentioned, red hot. 6 of their last 7 from the field. That'll get you leads in a hurry. Kolek now having to guard Carter, the leading scorer for the Spartans. He drives across. The jumper no good on Kolek. Kolek with the rebound. Out ahead to Johnson. Patriots trying to run. Xavier Johnson, head down, circus layup. I think they're going to call that one on the floor. And as we take a look, Miller kicking it out. Kolek got the open look. And if you can hit threes against Norfolk State, you're going to get them out of that zone matchup man that they're playing. A little bit of everything. They're throwing kind of the kitchen sink at the Patriots. But if you hit threes, they're not going to be able to double and triple team on the inside or sink down in, which is what they've been doing to the big men of the Patriots. Here's the matchup zone. Hadar drives baseline, double teamed Kolek. Kicks it up top, Johnson. Got inside the paint, little floater was blocked. The rebound knocked out of bounds. Who's it to? They're going to say it went off of Hadar out of bounds to Norfolk State. Kolek will check in, and Oduro will get a breather. And the Patriots now, for the first time, have their own little three-quarter court, the 1-2-2 press, just to see if they can use their length as they play catch back and forth. The Spartans, no problems getting through that press. They run a similar one, so they see it every day in practice. Carter now guarded by Jordan Miller. A little more length on Carter. Hadara trying to stay with his man is going to be called for the foul. That'll be the first on him, but that is team number 6. So both teams now with 6. And the next one's free throws for either side. 4:51 to go here, first half. 24-19. Patriots have 6 from Josh Oduro. He's their leading scorer. 8 on the other side from Mustafa Lawrence, who came in averaging just 5.4 a contest. They get it in Ford, and Calixte is going to be called for the foul. That's his second. So he and Javon Green both with 2 for the Patriots. And Calixte coming off probably one of his best games maybe in his career, the 7.7 rebound performance. And he doesn't think he got Ford. Tough to see on that replay whether he tapped him on the wrist, but it looked like Ford got the shot off before he was fouled. But they make the call. And the free throw good by Ford. Norfolk State 8 out of 8. And again, as a team, they came in shooting just 66%, but they are perfect today so far. Hicks returns to the lineup. And Ford's second free throw is no good. Rebound. Hadar hands it off to Hartwell back in the game. And the Patriots come back the other way. Down 25-19. Hartwell. A.J. Wilson back in. He replaced Calixte with that second foul. Kolek now. Hadara. Head down, drives to the basket, missed it. Miller, though, there for the offensive rebound. 25-21, Patriots back to within 4. Miller now the steal and the drive and the layup. 4 quick ones for Jordan Miller. Welcome back to him. And the Patriots down 2, 25-23. Up ahead now, Hicks gives it back to Bryant. And now Carter. A high screen looking to free up Carter here. Hadara stays with him. Carter the fadeaway, no good. Kolek with the rebound. Freshman up ahead to Hartwell. Doesn't have numbers, but he'll stop and pop for 3. No good. Maybe an ill-advised shot there. And Miller's now going to be called for the foul. So free throws coming for Norfolk State. With 3:48 to go, they'll shoot the free throws when we come back. The Patriots down 2 thanks to Jordan Miller. Johnny on the spot. The long reach, got the steal, looked back, and then took it himself. You're watching A10 Basketball on ESPN.
5% on everything else you buy. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Patriots have cut the Norfolk State lead down to just 2 thanks to Jordan Miller, and 4 quick ones from him. First, the Hadar drive and the tip in. And then immediately after that, lining up in the press, using that reach, got the steal, took it right to the rim. He's got 6 points in his return from his 2-game suspension. The Patriots have needed those. He and Josh Oduro leading scorers for the Patriots, but he also just committed a foul, which puts Kashawn Hicks at the free throw line, 11 of 12 on the season, and missed the front end of the one-on-one. What do you know? So that makes Norfolk State 8 out of 10 now in this ball game from the free throw line. The Patriots are just 1 out of 2. Hartwell to Kolek. Hadara drives, pull up, 14-footer. Nice soft shot there. And we're tied at 25. Up ahead now. Norfolk State, that's Jenkins. He'll bring it up top. Hartwell going to try to guard Carter now. He's got the size and the strength now on the switch. Hadara has him. They lob it down low. And met at the rim. A nice block by A.J. Wilson on Chris Ford. Up ahead, Miller. And he tried to whip the pass to Hadara. He wasn't ready for it. And it goes out of bounds. The Patriots missing an opportunity there to run it out. But how about this block from the man who is second all-time in Patriot history? 2 hands, meet him at the rim, and got the block. A.J. Wilson trailing the legend George Evans in total block shots all time. Carter now will have the freshman Kolek on it. Kolek trying to give him different looks, forcing him to his left. The Patriots switch it out. Kolek now having to guard Ford down low. With a jumper from Jenkins, in and out, no good. Wilson tapped the rebound to himself and grabbed it. Kolek up ahead, Hartwell on the wing. Back to Kolek. Starts to drive. Miller to Kolek at the top. He'll fire the long 3 and hit it. No fear from the freshman, and the Patriots have come all the way back. They now lead it 28-25. It's a 9-0 run for the Patriots over the last 2 minutes. They got the trap there. Miller got his hand on the basketball, but the Patriots couldn't come up with a steal. Hicks now open for the tie. No. Rebound. Hadara grabs it out to Kolick. No numbers. As Kolick will fire another three. In and out, no. Wilson battling for the rebound is going to be called for his second foul. So that is now 2 on Wilson and Kolick for the big men. Way outside there, you see the freshman Kolick hitting his second three of the ballgame. He now has 6. The Patriots lead by 3, 28-25. 9-0 run for the Patriots, 13-1 overall, and Norfolk State, who had hit 6 of 7 at one point, has now gone 0 for their last 6, but staying in it from the free throw line as Deshaun Hicks is back there. Just missed the front end of one and missed the second one. A guy who was 11 of 12 coming in misses the front end of 2 one-on-ones, and he's shaking his head as he comes back down the floor. Hartwell, Hadara, Kolick. Oduro at the top just checked in. Hartwell, 13 shot clock, drives, looking for space, fade away, no, rebound. Norfolk State, that one pulled away there by Hicks. And Norfolk State wants to take their use it or lose it timeout with 1:36 to go here in the first half. Be sure to stay with us at halftime. We'll have another edition of Get to Know Your Patriots. This time, it's the sophomore coming off the career high of 19 points, 16 in the second half. Josh Oduro will be our guest. You see there the scoring drought, 3 minutes and 13 seconds for Norfolk State. They've had a couple of those droughts here in the first half, but they're so good defensively, they can have those droughts and stay in ball games. They're holding the Patriots right now at 37.5% shooting, right about what they hold teams on average. And Mason just 3 of 15 from the outside for 20%, and that is below what Norfolk State usually gives up. 27.6% from behind the arc overall for the Spartan opponents. And coming into this game, Norfolk State actually, from the free throw line, their opponents had gotten there more than them, but not today. 11 attempts for Norfolk State, just 2 in the first half for Patriots because they've been taking almost half the shots from long range. You're generally not going to get yourself to the free throw line, even though they'd be in the bonus. 1:20 to go. Hicks, back up top, Carter. Miller on Carter. Nice crossover and finish by Carter as he got around Jordan Miller. That's the kind of drive that we expect. Carter now with 6 in the ballgame, just 2 of 5 from the field. Those are the kind of drives you expect from Carter, who came in taking just 7 threes on the season. Hartwell now with 1 minute to go in the half. To Miller, open look at a 3. That one's going to be long. Oduro had a shot, the rebound. Hadara gets it. Bounce pass out to Miller. Now Kolick on the wing. Hartwell back up top. Kolick looks for space, gets it to Oduro. Fakes the 15-footer, drives, was pushed off his line by Ford. The rebound, Hadara had a shot at it and knocked it out of bounds. Todd Z. Hadara has been everywhere. As I said, kind of the Energizer Bunny for the Patriots. All he does is go high motor the entire time he's in. So 39.5 on the clock. Johnson's going to come in replacing Hartwell. And back into the ball game as well for Norfolk State is Koliarius for this last possession or two. They can't hold for the final shot of the half. They can run it down. Also back in the game, Keonze Chavis. Carter gives it up to Chavis. Carter by Hadara. Now the switch, Miller has him. They throw it to the outside. Carter's going to fire a 3. In and out, no good. Rebound underneath by the Spartans. Shot up blocked. Kolick comes away with the rebound. So that was Koliarius at the other end getting his shot blocked and then running the floor. Oduro beat him down. Floyd Miller nearly got the steal just before half. Boy, oh boy, that would have been a capper to the first half had Miller got that one and laid it in. But the Patriots lead by 3 after being down big in the first half. Oduro outrunning the big man from Norfolk State, laying it home. He has a team-high 8 in the first half. If you're watching. 30-27, our halftime score. Welcome back here at Eagle Bank Arena, everyone. Bill Rowland with you. Now time to take a look at how we got there. The first half stats. And you can see the Patriots 13 of 35 from the field, just 37%. But the big number is the free throws. That's kept Norfolk State in this one. 8 of 11 from the free throw line, while the Patriots have shot just 2, 1 out of 2. Turnovers, though, has also been a big story for Norfolk State. 9 turnovers. The Patriots turned that into 13 first half points, and you'll see that in the highlights coming up where the Patriots were able to get out in transition. They have 8 fast break points here in the first half to none for Norfolk State. And again, you see the assists, 9 assists on 13 buckets, only 1 on 8 baskets for Norfolk State. A lot of one-on-one play for the Spartans, while the Patriots are at least trying to push the ball around the perimeter and then get it on the inside. So that's a look at the first half numbers. Leading scorer for the Patriots, Josh Oduro with 8, and Carter with 6, and Hicks with 6, Lawrence with 8 for the Spartans. Take a look at the A-10 standings as we are just around the corner from coming up to full-on A-10 play. Davidson and UMass with early victories over LaSalle and Rhode Island, while the rest of the teams are all bunched up there. 7-1 start for St. Louis. Their only loss to Minnesota. 7-2 for VCU. 6-2 for Richmond, with a win over Kentucky as well. Fordham yet to play a game so far on this season, but they will get themselves underway here coming up soon. All right, let's take a look at the first half highlights from this one. Again, the Patriots lead by 3 at 30-27. They jumped out quick in this one, got off to an 8-2 start, holding the Spartans scoreless for the first 4 minutes of the ballgame. As we talked about, the turnovers leading to buckets at the other end. But Norfolk State got back in it. They started hitting from the outside. At one point, 3 out of 4 possessions, they came up with a 3-ball, and they sprinted out into the lead as the Patriots went on a little bit of a drought, and the 3 balls kept falling. 3 threes in the first half for Norfolk State. For the Patriots, they also had 3, but took 16 shots. A little high-low again. Josh Oduro leading the way with 8 points in the first half. And Mason, again, Jordan Miller, who had missed the last couple of games due to suspension, was big in the first half. 6 points, a rebound, that was a tip-in, 2 assists, that steal that led to an easy bucket. That was a string of 4 straight points for Miller. And Tyler Kolek, the freshman, unfazed, 2 of 5 from long range, and that assist to a streaking Josh Oduro. So that brings us to 30-27. The second half from Eagle Bank Arena is coming up. You're watching A-10 basketball on ESPN+.
Allen and the Bills, Cam and the Patriots. Monday Night Football on ESPN and ABC.
Second half just about to get underway. You see head coach Dave Paulson giving last-minute instructions to his team. On the other side, Robert Jones doing the same for his squad. Locked in a good one here. 30-27 our score. Again, both teams had droughts in the first half and big runs. Mason jumped out on top at 8-2, 5 minutes into the ball game. But then Norfolk State came roaring back, and they went on a 22-7 run to go up by their largest lead of 9 at 24-15. And the Patriots closed out the first half on a 15-3 run to retake the lead, and that's where we are at 30-27. And the Spartans will start with the basketball here in the second half. Patriots come out with their starters, Javon Green, although he was saddled with 2 fouls in the first half, along with Oduro, A.J. Wilson, Xavier Johnson, and the freshman Tyler Kolek. Carter with the basketball for the Spartans, their leading scorer. He has 6 so far in this one. He averages 16.8 a game, but they go right inside trying to go at A.J. Wilson and see if they can draw the third on him. But a shot short, no good. That one taken underneath there by J.J. Matthews. Kolek now kicks it to Green. A.J. Wilson trying to post up on the inside. Covered there by Matthews nicely. Kolek drives. Try to throw it to the outside. Mustafa Lawrence with the steal. Kicks it over on the run to Carter. Blocked by A.J. Wilson, but that will probably be the third foul. Oh, and somebody came charging in and body checked A.J. Wilson. That will definitely be a technical foul. Wilson standing there, still being talked to. Patriots trying to get out of there. Kolick trying to play peacekeeper as well. That will definitely, it's going to be the third foul on A.J. Wilson. So that'll give the Spartans 2 shots, but it's going to be also a technical foul on the Spartans, I would imagine, and maybe in line for an ejection. This wasn't necessarily a hard foul. A.J. went for the block, was called for the foul, didn't say anything. And then right there you see come charging in was J.J. Matthews, who checked A.J. Wilson. Matthews, trailing the play, may have thought it was a little harder of a foul, but it really wasn't a hard foul for A.J. Wilson. He went up, tried to block the shot, got his hand on the basketball, and it wasn't even a lot of body underneath. So both teams talking to their players while the officials check out the monitor here. I would imagine that Matthews is going to get at least a technical foul. So Lawrence threw it over to Carter. A.J. Wilson blocked the shot. Didn't say anything to Carter. Carter on the ground yelling at A.J. Wilson, who then was trying to get away. And, yeah, I mean, Matthews just came in and shoved him off, and then everybody came in to have a little conversation. So I don't know if they'll eject Matthews for that, but it's definitely going to have to be a flagrant foul. I mean, it's got to be 2 shots. Patriots would get the ball back anyway because of the free throws coming from Norfolk State. So I imagine they'll, if they do call it a flagrant, Norfolk State, Carter will shoot his 2. The Patriots will go the other way, shoot their 2, and then have the basketball. That would be my guess, but we will find out what the officials decide here as the conversation continues on, as you can see there. There's a nice job, other than, again, J.J. Matthews coming flying in there. It was a good job by everybody was kind of gathered there, and that could have blown up into something big had the guys not been smart enough to walk away from both sides. Again, the only one that really seemed to lose his cool and all that was J.J. Matthews. I know Carter didn't like it because he felt it was a hard foul. He was on the ground chirping a little bit. And they're going back to the monitor yet again. So 30-27 is our score. We are just 35 seconds into the second half. And take a look again. Both these teams, this is their last out-of-conference game. Patriots will start their A-10 action on the road. On the 30th, they'll be at UMass. Then they'll go to Dayton to celebrate the new year. And on the 2nd, they'll play at Dayton, returning home on the 6th to host VCU. So a tough stretch. And Richmond comes in right after that. So a very tough stretch to start out the A-10 schedule for the Patriots. On the other side, for Norfolk State, they're in the MEAC. And the MEAC is doing something similar. We talked about it on Wednesday, the CAA, where they're doing the home, and then away. You play the same team. So they have Howard coming in. They'll host Howard on both January 3rd and January 4th. And then they'll go to Morgan State on January 9th and January 10th. So it's an interesting way of doing it. All right, they're explaining it to both coaches, and we'll have to wait to hear what the PA announcer says as far as what's happened. I think that's Ray Natili trying to explain everything to Dave Paulson there. That's Paulson on the left, the Patriots coach, and Robert Jones in his 8th year on the right. Jones and Paulson having a little bit of a conversation. Doesn't look heated. And so here we go. Let's see what the announcement is. Normally, in a non-COVID situation, we would be on the other side. All right, so A.J. Wilson's called for his 3rd. And And J.J. Matthews has been ejected. So, and A.J. was called for a flagrant 2, apparently. So he goes to the bench with 3 fouls. So Carter will be at the line, shooting 2 shots. Missed the first one. Again, he's only a 51% free throw shooter coming in. Had been 2 for 2. And now 2 out of 4. So he misses both. And now we'll go the other way. And they're going to let the freshman Tyler Kolek shoot the foul. He's 2 for 4 on the season. And you got Javon Green in there, who is in his career over 80%, but okay. Kolek's going to get the free throws here. First one is good. And Kolek now can give the Patriots a 5-point lead, and does. And now the Patriots will have the ball. So Matthews ejected from this game. 2 points in the ball game, 1 rebound for him. A.J. Wilson goes to the bench. He also has 2 points. Scored the first 2 points of the ball game. Actually took the first 2 shots. Haven't taken a shot since. Does have 4 rebounds and an assist. But replacing him in the lineup, Hadara. So obviously, Coach Paulson liked his energy in the first half. Along the baseline, the shot no good, but there he is. Tapping it in. Hadara with his first bucket. Patriots up 7, 34-27, their largest lead of the ball game. They led early on 8-2. But this is their largest lead at 34-27. Hicks on the outside. Up top, Lawrence. Mustafa Lawrence gives it to Carter. Bounce pass down low. Actually, that's Ford now, turning, spinning, and Oduro, I believe, is going to be called for the foul. Nope, they're calling it on Hadara. And that will be Dodsey's second, and the Patriots' second of the half. Hadara played in just 2 games last season because of a wrist injury. He was ranked the number 11 prospect coming out of Canada in 2019. That by, appropriately enough from Canada, NorthPoleHoops.com. Santa and the Elves doing some scouting there in Canada, I suppose. First shot from Ford is good. He's got one more. That one also good. Ford, pretty solid ball game now from the line. 4 out of 5. All 4 of his points from there. Kolek now working against the pressure. Gets it up to Johnson. Back over to Kolek. And the freshman will bring it across. Gets a screen from Hadara to Johnson, wing left. Oduro coming to screen for him. They get it down low, but nicely read. Almost a steal there. And Oduro. Oh, they reset the shot clock, and they shouldn't have. So now they're going to have to, oh, I guess they didn't reset the shot clock. They're going to say that Norfolk State got possession there, and then the Patriots got it back. I don't know if that's the right call. It looked like it just got tipped, and then Oduro came up with it, and that's what head coach Robert Jones is talking about. And once again, we get to go to the old familiar monitor. This is the second time in less than 2 minutes of game action that they've had to go to the monitor here. Patriots are up 5. They led briefly by 7. And then Ford hit a couple of free throws to cut the lead to 5. The Patriots will have the ball, and they've put the shot clock to 15. So we were correct. It should not have reset. And it's at 15 now with 18:25 to go in the second half. And Mason to inbound. Kolek throws it out top to Green. To Oduro. Hadara. Johnson. To a cutting Hadara. Lost the handle. Steal. Norfolk State. Lawrence down the right side. Will hold things up as the Patriots got back in transition. They have not allowed a fast break bucket to Norfolk State at all in this game, while the Patriots have 10 points on the fast break. Carter probing up top now. 12 on the shot clock for the Spartans. Keontae Chavis. And the shot is missed, but a foul on the Patriots, and it'll go against Tyler Kolek. That's his first, team's third, and you hear Dave Paulson scream, "Why?" with the shot clock running down. And you never want to shoot a jump shooter, and they had that situation in the last game as well, putting Towson on the line for three-point shots, and we saw it earlier in this game as well. Free throw is good by Chavis. He came in 9 of 12 on the year, and that was his first point and first free throw attempt of the game. The redshirt senior averages 7.2 points. Made them both. Again, Norfolk State, now in the ballgame, has shot 16 free throws. The Patriots just 4. Green now throws it ahead to Johnson. Johnson explodes by Carter and draws the foul on Carter but can't finish. Are they going to stay on the floor, though? For Carter, his first and the team's second of the half. And they're going to not give free throws to Johnson. It'll be an inbound. They quickly throw it to Johnson to Oduro. Gives it back to X. Hadara to Green. Screen there, and Otakolik drives baseline, pulls up from 16, in and out, no good. And a foul on Norfolk State underneath on the rebound. They'll go against Chris Ford, his second, team's third. So possession stays here with the Patriots. And again, it was Hadara. Nicely move on the inside. Johnson back cut. Got his feet taken out. That one by Carter. That'll be his second. And this should be free throws for Johnson. He went down hard, though, on that hip. Great back cut. And, yeah, Carter just kind of hip-checked him and knocked him down. And so he will shoot 2 here. On the day, Johnson 1 out of 2 from the line, 1 point, 1 assist. Free throw, no good. Johnson's done some pretty good defense on Carter today. He's been one of many guys who have rotated on Carter. And the second one, no good. Patriots, again, the free throw troubles continue. And for Johnson, he's now, as they draw the walk in the backcourt on Carter. Johnson came in 10 out of 16, 1 for 4 today, so he's 11 of 20, 55%. Again, the entire Patriot team came in 59%, and it's going to go down because they're at 50% for the ballgame now. Green on the drive, finishes from the left side with the right hand. Javon Green getting in, getting the bucket. Patriots by 5, 36-31. For Green now, 7 in the ballgame. Just behind Kolick and Oduro, each with 8. Holding there on the wing. Chavis down low. Chavis on the drive. Oduro gets the rebound, and Chavis is going to be called for the foul because he just reached up and grabbed Oduro's arm and pulled it down. First on Chavis, 15th foul. Good drive here as Green faked the jab step to the right. Chavis bit, and he went baseline and finished, again, the layup with the right hand from the left side. So 36-31, Patriots by 5. They've led by as many as 7 here in the half. Kolick to Green. Again, baseline drive. Pump fake, back outside to Kolick. Now inside Oduro, backdoor cut. Hadara right there. Great high-low. Hadara cutting backdoor. And he gets the bucket on the assist from Oduro. Hadara now with 6 in this ballgame. Carter now on the drive, kicks it on the outside. Hicks for 3 is good. And a timeout taken by Norfolk State with 16:23 to go here in the second half. The Patriots are up 4 as Dadzi Hadara gets on the back door. The Patriots are up. You're watching A10 Basketball on ESPN+. Back here at Eagle Bank Arena. Still rolling with you courtside. Patriots up by 4 here in the second half. They've outscored the Spartans by just 1, 8-7. But they'll have the basketball after the timeout by Norfolk State. Let's see what they drew up there in that timeout to try to slow the Patriots down a bit. Mason 3 of 5 from the field in this half, 60%. Hadara to Johnson. Looking now on the outside, Green. Kolick in that corner left. Now he and Green exchange, but Johnson drives along the baseline there. Ball knocked to Green. Drives out Oduro. He'll take the long 3, side rim, no good. And the rebound, Norfolk State. Oduro has shown that he can hit from long range, but 0 for 2 from there today. Lawrence out to Carter. Johnson on him. Back up top, Lawrence. Couple of dribbles, probing, looking. Now Hicks. Hicks has been red hot from the outside. 3 out of 4, all 9 of his points from deep. Carter now gives it over in the wing. That 3 ball, no good. Johnson with the rebound. That one was missed by Lawrence. Johnson hits Kolek. Kolek drives baseline, throws up a floater that somehow hit the side rim and fell in. I thought it was going to be short because it's such a line drive, but he got the friendly bounce. Kolek now, the first player in double digits on either side. The freshman has 10. And Kolek, a steal, nicely done. Up ahead, Oduro on the run, and he's fouled. That one by Hicks. That'll be the first on Hicks, but 16 fouls now with Norfolk State, and there's still 14:59 to go in this ballgame, so the Patriots may be shooting free throws. But how about this drive and little push shot by the freshman, Tyler Kolek? He's got 10. Patriots by 6. You're watching A10 Basketball.
He's the GOAT. No one else goes deeper, that's a fact. One slide, one tap, it's the ESPN app.
It's a fact.
40-34 our score here at Eagle Bank Arena. The Patriots by 6. Josh Oduro, the sophomore, with 8 points in this ballgame at the line, trying to add to that lead as he drew the last foul on Hicks. Free throw good by the Patriots. Again, Mason has been able to run in this ballgame. 10 fast break points, nothing so far for Norfolk State. And they've also taken advantage of the turnovers. 13 turnovers by Norfolk State, 20 points by the Patriots off those turnovers. Oduro makes both. Kolek will come in for him. So Josh Oduro and Tyler Kolek tied for game and team high with 10 points apiece. The Patriots with this 1-2-2. This has turned some turnovers, and there's another one. I was going to say, since they've gone to this late in the first half, it has caused Norfolk State some problems, and immediately coming out of the ballgame, Darrell Anderson, who just committed that turnover, and Joe Bryant Jr. will check in. And the Patriots will inbound. Hadara gives it off to Green. Green now on the drive. Cut off there. Down low. Had Hadara. He gives it back out to Green. Green drives. Kolek. Long three. Good. Tyler Kolek now with a career-high 13 in just his third collegiate start. On the jumper, no good. Lawrence missing from long range. Kolek leading up ahead. Hadar running out. Layup is good. Tyler Kolek doing it all. Carter now. Little shake and bake. Stopped in the paint. Kicks it on the outside. Patriots with their largest lead of 13. It ballooned in a hurry. Forcing it up on the inside. No good. And the foul called underneath on Chambers. Isaiah Chambers in the game for the first time, and that's going to be free throws the other way for the Patriots. But how about Tyler Kolek from Javon Green, the long three, and that's why they brought this freshman in. They needed a long-distance bomber, and he is 3 of 6 today and has 13 points. Jordan Miller comes in replacing Dadzi Hadara, and he's had quite the game as well. 8 points, 7 rebounds for Hadara, and there you see Tyler Kolek, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists in the game as well. He is doing it all. Patriots now on a 10-0 run as Kolek hits the free throw over the last minute 18, and that's why this lead has gone from 4 to 14. And it happened in a hurry. Kolek second, no good. Rebound tapped by Green. The Patriots had it. Miller lost it. Norfolk State comes up with it. Carter, who was just 2 of 6 in this game. He came in as their leading scorer at 16.8, but the Patriots have held him in check. Bryant drives, kicks on the outside, 3-ball on the way. That one good. Splash down, Tyrese Jenkins. His 7th 3 of the season, his first points of the ballgame. Stops that Patriot run. And it's now 11-point lead at 48-37. Green looking for space. Carter cuts him off. Kolek catches, fires. Why not? Why not? 4 of 7 from long range. 16 in the ball game for the freshman Kolek. Bryant kicks it cross court. Kolek with the steal to Green. Back to Kolek. Leaves it down low to Kolek. Layup is good. No, they're going to wave it off. They're going to call a charge on Greg Kolek. I mean, that's why you really don't want your big man handling this in the front court trying to go in. But there's Kolek with his 4th 3 of the ball game, 16 points. Ronald Polite checks in for Javon Green. Green again quietly having a pretty good day. 8 points, 3 assists for him, a rebound as well. And Hartwell also in the game for the Patriots with Kolek and Miller. Lawrence runs the offense here for Norfolk State, down by 14 with 13 minutes to go. And again, the Patriots have already drawn 7 fouls on the Spartans, so they're shooting free throws the rest of the way. On the drive, Lawrence, Polite doing a good job of not fouling. And Lawrence gets the bucket. And he now has 10 in the ball game. Hartwell. The Patriots on a 17-5 run. Down low, Miller, triple teamed. Kolek let everybody jump in the air and then laid it home. Nifty pass from Miller and a good finish from Kolek as well. 53-39 Patriots. Joe Bryant Jr. on the outside. Now Carter. Guarded by Hartwell. Again, they've run different guys. They've run small, quick guys. They've run bigger guys. They've done a good job on Carter in this game. Bryant Jr. driving on the freshman Kolek. Can't finish. And a foul on the rebound by Chambers. That'll be his 2nd. And team number 8. So back to the free throw line will be Greg Kolek. So he gathers himself to tie the shoe. Miller and Kolek having a conversation with Polite as well. And Kolek will make the long walk down the floor. That foul, much to the chagrin of head coach Robert Jones of Norfolk State. His team has been outscored 23-9 in this half. A.J. Wilson checks in, replacing the freshman Kolek, who goes to the bench with 16 points in this ball game. Also early on in this half, Norfolk State's J.J. Matthews was ejected, as Matthews was a starter in this game. He averages 11.7 points a contest for Norfolk State, their 2nd leading scorer. But Matthews hadn't done anything as Kolek had his free throw rattle out. Matthews hadn't done much in the ball game before getting ejected, had just 2 points. On the drive, we got a travel call on Carter. Timeout on the floor. 11:56 to go. The Patriots by 14 because of the freshman, Tyler Kolek. He's exploded for 4 threes in the ballgame. Patriots up big. You're watching A10 Basketball on ESPN+. Back here courtside at Eagle Bank Arena, the Patriots lead by 14. They've outscored Norfolk State here in the second half, 23-9. So you see there, Norfolk State 4 turnovers in the last 4:30 and 16 for the ball game. The Patriots have 24 points off those 16 turnovers. On the other side, Patriots have turned it over just 6 times. Norfolk State with 5 points off of that. Miller now up ahead. He's got A.J. Wilson, Ronald Polite, Hartwell the 2nd, and Kolek all in the ball game. Miller to Polite to Hartwell on the wing. Down low, Wilson. Waits to see if the double team comes. He's being patient. He's got Hartwell up front, but he gets a cutting Polite. Had the ball knocked away. Nice defensive play there by Joe Bryant to kick it free. Carter looking to drive on Miller. Spins, turns, got to the basket, laid it home. Those are the kind of drives we expected all game long from Devontae Carter. He's now up to 8 points, but just 3 of 7 from the field, half of what he averages on the season. Polite gives it to Hartwell. Brings it to the top. Now back to Polite. He's going to take a long, high-arcing three. Back iron, no good. Kalix trying to get the offensive rebound. Battle for it. Jump ball. Patriots will maintain possession. Oduro. Well, are they going to let him come in? Let's see. He's trying to check in for Kalix. Needs to come up to the scorer's table. Now the referee waves him in. Kalix will go to the bench. 2 points, a couple of rebounds for Kalix in the ballgame. Miller into Oduro to Wilson. Now over to Hartwell. Patriots need to work that high-low that's been pretty good here in the second half. They try to get it to Wilson in the high post. He knocks it out of bounds. Tough pass there from Polite. Jordan Miller trying everybody just relax. Kolek comes in. He's going to replace his fellow freshman Polite. Kolek with 16 in the ball game, 5 of 10 overall, 4 of 7 from long range. Again, the Patriots in this little 1-2-2, but Carter finds open space. Floater won't go. Rebound, though, and blocked from behind by Oduro. But again, Carter right there to pick it up and clean it home after Chambers had his shot blocked. So now the lead down to 10 for the Patriots as Norfolk State making a little run. Patriots haven't scored in over 2 minutes. Tyler Kolek holds the ball above his head. Baseline. Miller will take the three. Side rim, no. And the rebound, Norfolk State. Patriots falling in love with the three again. And right down the paint, missing the layup, though. Nice drive, but couldn't finish was Hawkins. That would have got it under 10, but Hawkins a little bit too fast, was trying to avoid the trees and laid it up off the glass a little too hard. Kolek to Miller. There's Oduro high post. That's where they'd like to get it. Now to Miller. Thought about a three. Now spins. Got a screen from A.J. Wilson. Drives baseline. Kicks it out to Kolek. Fires the three. Got it. The freshman falling into the bench. Now 5 of 8 from downtown. 19 in the ballgame for him. The lead back to 13. Patriots may have found something here with Tyler Kolek. Carter. Cut off there by Hartwell. As the Patriots match up after that press. 12-second shot clock. Jenkins to Carter. Carter trying to go against the smaller Hartwell. Drives through, got the shot up and in, and he's fouled. And let's see who they get the foul on. It's going to go against Jordan Miller. And that'll be his second, just the team's 5th. Great drive here. Carter going through. They're going to say Miller got him, I guess, across the forehead there. But Carter will be now at the free throw line. Suddenly he's got 12 in the ball game. Again, he averages 16 a contest. Just 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Chris Ford returns for the Spartans. He replaces Chambers. And to the line, Devontae Carter. Missed the free throw. Rebound Oduro. He's now 2 of 5 from the free throw line. Not a good free throw shooter. Carter. Down low, Johnson was trying to get to a cutting A.J. Wilson, but he wasn't there, and then Johnson gets it back. That's what you got to do. You give up a turnover, and then Johnson's going to be called for the foul as he got stripped from behind. Nobody told him that Hawkins was still there. So Johnson called for his first, team 6th. So he turned it over on one end and then hustled back and got it back and then turned it over again, and now Hartwell checks in because Dave Paulson wants to have a little conversation with his sophomore point guard. So Norfolk State down 11, 56-45. They can get it under 10. Norfolk State to inbound. Holding, looking for that lob that they tried in the first half. Didn't get it, but Joe Bryant with a nice little hook shot cuts it to a 9-point lead. There's still lots of time in this one. Over 8 minutes to go. Patriots themselves now a little turnover bug. They're up to 10 in the ball game. 2 of them just happened in a flurry, though. Oduro to Miller. 3-ball, side rim, no. A.J. Wilson in amongst the crowd and draws the foul on the offensive rebound. That one will go against Joe Bryant Jr., only his first, team's 9th. So with 8:30 to go, the Patriots, this will be 2 shots, I believe, for Wilson. And the Patriots will be shooting 2 the rest of the way now, as Norfolk State will be in the double bonus. Will be over the second limit, I should say. The Patriots will be in the double bonus. Wilson, back iron, no good. Miller checks out. And Javon Green back in. Miller in his first game after serving the 2-game suspension. 6 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Wilson makes the second one to push the lead back to 10 at 57-47. Get it to Ford in the middle. And he just got Green with an elbow. Nothing from the officials. Now on the drive, Hawkins got all the way through and laid it home. So back to an 8-point game. Patriots giving up the middle drive there. And Hartwell has to run down an errant pass and then throws it to Kolek, and they threw it away. And then Kolek commits the foul on Lawrence, and that will put Lawrence at the free throw line. So the Patriots are getting a little sloppy here in the late going. Hartwell just trying to save it, didn't know where to go with it, and kind of threw it away. He was worried about the center line. He could have come across because he was in the backcourt going to the front court. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But Lawrence will be at the free throw line. 9 of 10 on the season today. 3 out of 3 has 10 points. Now make it 11. Only averages coming in 5.4. He's doubled that today. Lawrence with one more. Free throw, no good. Rebound, Javon Green. Hawkins tried to sneak in and get the steal, but the lead now 7 at 57-50. Patriots have been up double digits for a long time this half, and now we got a foul called on Hawkins. So for Hawkins, that'll be his first, but team's 10th. So 2 shots coming for the Patriots on the other side of the timeout. 7:57 to go. Patriots by 7, 57-50. Tyler Kolek, a career-high 19, including 5 threes. You're watching A10 Basketball on ESPN+. Patriots with a 7-point lead here at Eagle Bank Arena over the Norfolk State Spartans as they play their last out-of-conference game. Here is the road ahead for the Patriots. As you see there, they open up 2 games in A10 schedule on the road. December 30th against UMass, and then spend the new year in Dayton. Come home for 3 straight. But VCU and Richmond back-to-back, a tough ask, and then LaSalle on the road at Rhode Island and St. Joe's for the next 7 for your George Mason Patriots. That's, again, a tough 7 to open up A10 play with, although there's really not an easy 7, I guess, to open up with A10 play. Lots of good teams in the A10 this year. St. Louis, VCU, Richmond. Davidson expected to be at the top. UMass as well. So 2 shots coming here for Javon Green as the Spartans are over the 10 foul limit. So Mason with 7:57 to go, shooting 2 the rest of the way. And after they barely got to the line, just 2 times in the first half. Here in the second half, they've now been 13 times, made 8 of 13 as Green makes both. So he's now the 3rd Patriot in double digits with Kolek at 19 and Oduro at 10. Joe Bryant, bounce pass to Ford, nicely done, and just like that, down to 7 again, 59-52. Pressured from Norfolk State. Patriots, though, throw it right to Josh Oduro, back to Green. Green trying to go on the drive, had the ball stolen. Back the other way, Lawrence down low, tried to get it to Hawkins, who had his shot blocked, but Lawrence gets it back. Mustafa Lawrence swings around, and the senior will reset the action here. 15 on the shot clock. They can get it to 5 or even 4 with the 3. Joe Bryant, he'll take the pull-up jumper. Missed it, Oduro with the rebound. So now the Patriots will bring it across, try to get into their offense and run something. Hartwell to Kolek. Against this matchup zone of Norfolk State. Oduro to Kolek on the outside. Catches, fires, side rim. Didn't look like he had the legs on that one as he has on the others. Can't complain, though. He's 5 out of 9. Now in transition, pulling up Hawkins from the outside, and the lead is 4. Hawkins had not made or taken a 3 so far on the year. Patriots now coming close to a 3-minute drought, but that will end as a nice touch pass from Kolek underneath to A.J. Wilson. The senior lays it home for his 6-point lead, 61-55. Hawkins now with 7 in the ballgame. Again, he had not attempted a field goal coming into this game. Ford gets it to Bryant. Here comes Hawkins off the screen. That's going to be an illegal screen on Chris Ford. And here in transition, again, Hawkins just pulling up and knocking it down to get that lead to 4, but the Patriots came down to make it 6. That was the 3rd foul on Chris Ford. He's the first Spartan player with 3. The Patriots have A.J. Wilson and Greg Kalix each with 3. Hartwell now, as they went for the steal, got it to A.J. Wilson. He starts to drive, spins, turns into double team, puts it up with the left hand, and is able to draw the foul. I believe, okay, thought it was going to be on Jenkins coming across. But Chris Ford, who we just talked about, has now been called for his 4th. So he's the first player on either team with 4 fouls. And head coach Robert Jones going to have to go to the bench for some reinforcements here. A.J. Wilson at the line for 2. Long on the first one. Patriots now 9 of 16 from the free throw line. And Isaiah Chambers checks in, replacing Ford. Johnson comes back in for the Patriots, replacing Hartwell. Second one from Wilson, no good. Rebound to Oduro. Holds, looks. Kolek on the outside to Johnson. Inside Oduro. Looks, but nothing happening. Now he needs some help. Ball knocked free. Now with 9, he'll turn around, take the 3-pointer. No good, and the rebound to Norfolk State. They want to get out and run. Here's Hawkins. Kolek able to step out to him to make sure he doesn't pull the trigger from the same spot on a transition 3. He's got it now out by the logo. Breaks down, Kolek to the left, and that's a good call by the official. Kolek dropped the left hand trying to get the strip. And that will be for Kolek, his 3rd foul, and the team's 8th. So still just a 1-and-1 here. Oh, they're going to give him 2 shots. They're going to say he was on the shot. Okay. And Hawkins will be at the line for 2 shots. And free throw is good. So Hawkins having himself a day. 8 points now here in this ball game. And back into the ball game, Hadara for the Patriots, replacing A.J. Wilson. Hawkins one more, can cut this lead to 4. And does. Kolek holds, gets it to Oduro. Now on the cut, driving to the basket, laid it home. Xavier Johnson. Carter now holds on the dribble. He's got 12 in the ballgame to lead the Spartans. Joe Bryant driving baseline on Oduro. Kicks on the outside, Hawkins. Screen poked it free. Hawkins now to Jenkins. Hadara guarding him. Hawkins got an open look at 3. Side rim, out of bounds. Patriots basketball, 4:35 to go. Hawkins feeling it a little bit, but short on that one. The drive here by Xavier Johnson to go right into the trees. The strength to hold everybody off and score. Hawkins, a transfer from Robert Morris. His career high with them was 17. Green now in and out on the 3. He was in the corner on a nice pass from Johnson. Had all day to set up. Couldn't finish. Down low, Hawkins now kicks on the outside. Joe Bryant open look for 3. Way off the mark, no good. Kolek with the rebound. So Hawkins can score, as evidence from his time at Robert Morris. Hadara wasn't ready for the pass from Green. Fumbled it, turned it over. And back comes Carter. Foul line jumper. Can't believe he turned that one down. Gives it to Jenkins. We're under 4 minutes to go here in the ball game. The Patriots clinging to a 6-point lead. They're up to 13 turnovers here in the ball game. 7 of those coming here late in the second half. Carter gives it up to Hawkins. 5 on the shot clock. He's going to have to get it up. He wants a screen to do so, but he's just going to have to pull the trigger and hit at the buzzer from 3. Hawkins now with 12 in the ball game. And the lead is 3. Johnson, Hadara, and Green wasn't looking. The Patriots throw it out of bounds. They wanted a timeout. Green was looking at the bench. Hadara tried to rotate it over to him. And it's another turnover. We've got a timeout on the floor. Hawkins heating up. It's a 1-possession game here at Eagle Bank. You're watching A10 Basketball on ESPN+. Patriots led by double digits in this half, but Norfolk State has come all the way back, 63-60. They are 4 of 8 from behind the arc here in the second half, 7 of 17 for the game, and that has kept them in it. Hawkins has been the man for Norfolk State here in the second half. He has 12 points. He's hit a pair of threes here late in the second half. On the drive now, Mustafa Lawrence off the glass. It's a 1-point game, 63-62. Patriots early in this half had 6 turnovers, and Norfolk State had 5 points off those turnovers. Now, 14 turnovers by the Patriots, 17 points off of those turnovers. Jordan Miller into the corner to Kolek, and another turnover. Now 15 turnovers for the Patriots as they are self-destructing here in the last few minutes. They haven't scored in over 2 minutes. In that time, 3 turnovers. And Norfolk State can take their first lead of the half with a bucket here. They've got their man that they want to do it in Carter. Driving against screen, dumps it down low. The layup is good underneath by Chambers, and Norfolk State has come all the way back, and they lead it 64-63. Johnson to Kolek in the corner, Green. Back out to Kolek, over to Johnson. Miller along the baseline, nothing doing. Green in the corner, Kolek got an open look at 3. Missed it. Oduro, though, with a nice offensive rebound out to Johnson. He's got an open look at 3. Missed it. Rebound, Miller tapped it. Oduro got it. Patriots have it back again. A fresh 20. This will be opportunity number 4 here. Johnson trying to get free. Drives in. Reverse layup. And that's going to be a goaltend as the shot was blocked after it hit the glass. So credit Johnson with the 2 points. Patriots with the lead back, 65-64. It hit the bottom of the rim. That is a tough one to call a goaltend because it looked like it was coming back down. 1:40 to go. Patriots by 1. Norfolk State with the basketball. And Lawrence draws the foul on Kolek.
Personal foul goal number 20 on Kolek. His 4th. Team time.
And for Kolek, that is foul number 4, and it was foul number 9 on the Patriots. This will be a 1-and-1 for Mustafa Lawrence, who is 4 for 5 from the line today, the leading scorer for Norfolk State with 13. And he missed the front end. 90% coming in, and now today, 4 out of 6. Johnson, again, trying to get free, lost the handle, turned it over. Up ahead, Norfolk State on the move. The reverse layup by Carter, no. The tap, no, but knocked out of bounds by the Patriots with 1:19 to go. Johnson looks like he's trying to put a contact back in. Hadar is going to come in, replacing Kolek here. Little defense, offense-defense switch. Hadar guarding the inbounder, doesn't let him throw that lob. Hawkins now, the turnaround, no good. Hadar with the rebound. He's now up to 8 points, 8 rebounds in the contest. 1:10 to go, Patriots clinging to a 1-point lead. Johnson brings it over. Oduro ghosts the screen and goes to the baseline. Miller holds it above his head. Mustafa Lawrence on him. Now they switch it on the double. Green fakes the three, drives all the way through. His shot partially blocked. Hadara with another rebound. The Patriots are winning the glass battle here late. And now the Patriots will take a timeout with 46.7 seconds to go and 16 on the shot clock. Hadar now with 9 rebounds, a career high for him, and 8 points as well. And the Patriots will take a full timeout with 47.6 seconds to go. While we have a chance here, let's take a look at Norfolk State's upcoming schedule. And if it looks a little, again, odd, it's not a typo that we put everything in twice. The MEAC is doing the same thing that the CAA and some other conferences around the country are doing, and that is playing the doubleheaders, if you will, of the same team coming into your place before you head out on the road. So Howard will be first up for Norfolk State, and then Morgan State on the 9th and 10th, and then they'll take their first road contest at Delaware State on January 16th and 17th. Again, playing back-to-back days. This is the COVID world that we live in. They try to limit the travel and give the teams the opportunity to get in as many league games as possible. The A-10, from my knowledge, had discussed that, decided not to go that route. And we'll see. It'll be an interesting experiment to see if the leagues like the MEAC that Norfolk State is in, the CAA that we just saw Towson come in, if they do it better than the A-10. Patriots, 4 turnovers in the last 4 minutes, but they've had now up to 16 turnovers. They've had 10 probably in the last 12 minutes alone. They need a bucket here, up by 1. They get it to Oduro high post, looking for Miller down low. He's working down there. Instead, it's Kolick. Now Johnson. 5 on the shot clock. Johnson forces a 3. Back iron, no. And the rebound, Carter's got a run out. Going all the way through, leaves it off, and scoring is Norfolk State. They have the lead by 1 with 28 seconds to go. So the fast break finally pays off for Norfolk State, and the Patriots will take another timeout with 21.4 to go. And Norfolk State looking for a huge road win in the first ever meeting between the Patriots and the Spartans. Carter with 14 in the ball game, Hawkins with 12, Lawrence with 13 to lead the way for the Spartans. For the Patriots on the other side, a career high 19 for Tyler Kolick. Green and Oduro each with 10. And Dazi Hadara with 8 points and 9 rebounds. But it's not going to matter if the Patriots can't find a way to get a bucket in the last 21.4. And they have struggled with the turnovers here and also shooting from long range, just 6 of 29 on the day, 3 of 13 in the second half. So you take Tyler Kolick's 5 of 10 out. The rest of the Patriots are 1 of 19 from behind the arc. That one came from Javon Green early in the first half. So they got to find a way to get to the rim or find Tyler Kolick. But Hawkins is going to guard him and probably make sure that he doesn't even have a chance at a look, as he stands right next to Kolick. Johnson to Miller. This is usually when Jordan Miller shines. They get it to Green, 12 seconds to go. Green drives baseline. They're going to call him for the charge on the push-off. So Javon Green called for his 3rd foul, and it's the 17th turnover. If that arm doesn't come out, he probably doesn't get called for the foul. But the Patriots, with 10.8 seconds to go, are going to have to foul, and a timeout taken now by Norfolk State. 10.8 seconds to go. Again, this would be a big-time road win for the Spartans, and the Patriots will definitely lament blowing a double-digit lead that they had for most of this half. They led this game for nearly 30 minutes. Norfolk State for about 9. 5 turnovers for the Patriots in the last 5 minutes. Again, they're up to 17 turnovers and 19 points for Norfolk State off those turnovers. Early in this half, the Patriots had just 6 turnovers, and Norfolk State had just 5 points off of it. That has been the turnaround. The turnovers by the Patriots, they're winning the rebounding battle 40-32. And they have 11 second chance points to 7 for Norfolk State. But now the Patriots are going to try to have to get a steal or immediately foul. They cannot allow Norfolk State to just dribble it out. Hadara, Hartwell, Green, Johnson, and Miller. Norfolk State along the baseline. They cannot run the baseline. They've got to throw it in from that spot. They do. They get into Hicks, and he's fouled immediately. Hicks on the year, 11 of 12 from the free throw line. That's the 10th foul on the Patriots, so this will be 2 shots. And in this ballgame, Hicks, though, is 0 for 2 from the line. Has 9 points, 3 3-pointers. 2 of those came early in the first half when Hicks hit back-to-back threes on possessions. So Hicks will have 2 shots. And the Patriots have Kolick and Oduro ready to check in. Hicks cannot make it a 2-possession game, but he can make the Patriots have to hit a 3 with 10.1 to go. Hartwell checks out. Hadara checks out. Kolick and Oduro back in. Also checking in now for Norfolk State, Isaiah Chambers and Jenkins. They're trying to check in. And Jenkins comes in for Joe Bryant. I guess they're going to hold Chambers at the scorer's table for Hicks. His second one is good. He made both. So now the Patriots need a 3 or an ultra-quick 2 to get this thing tied. Green throws it into Johnson. Gets to the middle of the floor, and the Patriots call a timeout with 8 seconds to go. That is their last timeout. Norfolk State will have 1 timeout remaining. So the Patriots are going to have to draw something up here. In the past, to get a look at a 3, they usually bring the shooter from the baseline and then straight up, get a couple of elevator screens or flare screens, and they usually get a look from the top. At least that has been the practice in the past. We'll see. Maybe Kolick, Green, Miller, whoever's going to take this shot, they want to take it at the spot where they're most comfortable. The clock now down to 8 seconds. And Norfolk State with a 3-point lead. Both teams double bonus. So here's the question. Your 3-point defense is really good if you're Norfolk State, but do you foul if the Patriots take a couple of seconds off of here to make sure they can't hit the 3 to tie? So they've got Johnson down in the corner right, Kolick on the block. He's going to come up to the top. And they screen, they flare, they get it to Kolick. He turns, he fires, it's going to be short, no good. Oduro catches, throws it out to Green. Long arcing 3, it's no good. And Norfolk State will win this one 68-65 over the Patriots, as Mason could not hit the shot late. And they fall to 4-2, snapping their 3-game winning streak. Norfolk State snaps a 2-game losing streak, and they go to 4-3 on the season, winning the first ever matchup between these two teams. This is Bill Rowland saying so long from Eagle Bank Arena, where the final score, Norfolk State 68, George Mason 65. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN+.